What's up, fellas? We're back with another episode of FPL is Live. And how about that? We are joined by his royalty, Harry Maguire, the GOAT. I was able to find a nice little statue of him, and he will be staying in my studio for a while until he starts fucking up again. So we're gonna keep him there. So this is the things on the screen you can see on the little board behind me. The things that we're gonna cover today. We'll take a look at my game week 10 points. I'll tell you a little bit more about my plans. I have 2 free transfers going into game week 11, and I'm also going to give you some notes that I kind of wrote down from over the weekend and also going into the European games, Champions Leagues, Europa Conference. So all teams, you'll have all the info. So we're going to just jump straight into it. As you can see, I got a really small red arrow with 72 points. I went from 997K to a 1 million. So it's okay. I feel like Gabriel is the one that's hurting me right now the most. Another clean sheet, 6 points for Raya. Interestingly, that is clean sheet number 13 for Arsenal out of the 16 games that they played this year. I regret big time not going triple Arsenal defense. That was one of my options that I was thinking about, but I just went with Gyökeres, who's been pretty terrible. So here we have, I got Richards with 6 points, Rhys James 7. He got 1 bonus points the next day on Sunday after the game, or it was, I don't know if it was on Sunday or Monday, but regardless, it was the day after they updated the DEFCON points and the bonus, and Risi got jumped to +1. Senesi 3-pointer, he came on for me for Alderete because I started Alderete, as you remember. Yeah, I'll take the 3 points in a game against City. He got +2 DEFCON, and then they conceded. Mbuemo, disappointing 2-pointer. Kudus and Enzo, both of them got yellows, no offensive returns. And then Saka, what a clown. He keeps scoring in the Champions League, but he can't score in the FPL in Premier League. So, but again, I'll keep him now that Gyökeres is injured. He's going to be the one that's going to be 100% on PKs, on penalties, so he will be staying in my team for the next few games. Mateta, 9-pointer. Haaland, no-brainer there. Some people went Gabriel captain. That wasn't bad either, but again, Haaland still outscored everyone else pretty much. And Gyökeres finally started playing. He created 2 big chances for Saka. If they converted even one of those 2 that he put Saka up front, we would have been looking at a lot of points. And again, he was injured in the first half, so he ended up with 7. I don't think he got 9 points, but regardless, 72 points. I'm at overall of 610 right now, and I rolled my transfers, so I still have like 2 free transfers going to the next one. So these are the notes that I think are the most important notes for game week going into game week 11. So again, I've never had Semenyo full year. And now I'm starting to think about it's the right time to bring in it because after 2 blanks, I feel like he's gonna start playing again. Villa is a good, I think, game for him only because Villa already played a good, strong team tonight in the Europa League. So they're gonna be tired, and I feel like Semenyo can really hurt them. And after that, he has really good games as well after this game week. So that is one player I want to bring in. Gyökeres is out of 11. That's been confirmed. He will most likely be back after the international break, but I think it's perfect time for me to sell him because I want to kind of invest either in a new forward or maybe just invest in a 5th really good offensive player, midfielder. So Arsenal, as I mentioned in the previous slides, 13 out of 16 clean sheets. That's huge. And Gabriel just knows how to get there. Really knows how to get the DEFCON points, get on an assist, any header. Yeah, you're looking at a lot of points. So I will be going without him still for now, and hopefully he doesn't hurt me anymore. But again, Saka, I'm not selling Saka, even though he's been frustrating. He keeps scoring in the Champions League, but he can't score in the Premier League. Rhys James, that's a player that I really like watching, especially now that he's fit. But I did not expect that he's going to play in the Champions League another 90 minutes. And I know how injury prone he is. So seems like Maresca doesn't like Gusto at all, even though he was suspended in the Champions League before this game week. And again, he didn't start this one. So, but the difference is Rhys James played as a holding mid, in the Premier League, and he played right back in the Champions League. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm pretty sure he's gonna keep playing him. I don't see Reece James being bench anytime soon. And then Crystal Palace. I mean, what is Glasner doing? He keeps playing the strongest 11. He played Mateta for 85 minutes tonight. He took out Sarr in the 65th, which is okay. He already scored 2 goals. I guess he just wants to clinch that top 8 as soon as possible, knowing that their pileup is going to be pretty crazy with the schedule in December. Mateta missed a penalty, but I wouldn't be worried about that. There's no Eze, so I don't think there's any penalty taker that we need to be worried about after him. So he will be staying on penalties even with that miss. So another player that I was going to bring in is Gibbs White. He missed a penalty tonight as well. So now I'm really torn what to do with that one. But I'm sure that Forest is going to start winning games now with a new coach, and they played decent against United. So I think they're going to get in some good shape in the next few game weeks. So definitely Gibbs White is on my radar. Then other forwards, they're like in the 6 million region. Welbeck, as I mentioned in the video last week, scored a goal. He's in good form. But I feel like if I have to pick one right now, would be Thiago. They play Newcastle at home, and that's a game that I feel like Thiago can hurt Newcastle. Liverpool, if you have free transfers, if you can somehow survive this game week 11 without doing any transfers, that's going to be very helpful, because again, after this one we have the international break, and with that being said, you don't know if someone's going to get injured, what's going to happen. So if you can keep your transfer, definitely do that. I have 2 free transfers. I think I'm going to use them only because I have Gyökeres and I kind of want to put Semenyo. And then Reinders, if you have Reinders, I think it's time for him to go. Even though he got 2 assists yesterday, everyone is pretty much back for City. So I wouldn't risk it, only because we know how Pep is. You never know when he's gonna just out of nothing bench someone. So pretty much this is my team for game week 11. I got Araya going nowhere. Richard against Brighton, good fixture. Reece James, Wolves at home, solid. Aston Villa away for Tennessee, also pretty solid. Buemo and Kudus, they play each other. I feel like we need an early goal in that one if we're gonna see a lot of goals. Hopefully it doesn't stay 0-0 at halftime, because that's gonna be pretty boring for if you have 2 picks like me in a midfield. And Enzo Fernandez staying against Wolves, Saka staying against Sunderland, Mateta's going nowhere, Haaland, and then Haaland. I'll probably captain Haaland. I don't care if they play Liverpool. He can score anything right now. He's in such form, back at his best, and yeah, he's gonna be my captain. I don't see who else I would captain. Maybe Semenyo if I buy Semenyo, but again, Haaland is Haaland. And then Gyökeres, 99% out of this game week, so he will be leaving my team, especially because they have Tottenham next game. Even if he's back, I mean, that's a good game for him against Tottenham, because he's going to be physical. But do I want to keep him? He's just frustrating to watch, so I'm not going to go there. So on the bench, I have Dubravka, King overall, and Alderete. None of them will definitely start, even though King, it is time for him to score. He hasn't scored, he hasn't assisted this year. So I don't know, but he can't hurt me. That's the thing. He's on everyone's bench. Even if he scores, whoever has him is gonna jump a rank, but it's not gonna hurt me. And then again, this is like the page that I'm using, Planet FPL, to plan my transfers going forward. So this is my team on the screen, and what I would do is, obviously Gyökeres would be out, and then let's say this is one of the things that I was thinking. I would go for Gyökeres. I would get the cheapest forward, GUI, and then I can get King out, and I can even get Bruno Fernandes or Semenyo. So those are my 2 top picks that I'm considering right now. I'm leaning towards Bruno Fernandes, so that way I can do this, and I would have a really solid top 5. The reason why I would go Fernandes is because United has no Europe game, has no cup games, so they pretty much play every week, only once a week. So they're gonna be rested, they're gonna be hungry to win games, And Tottenham is pretty solid game for them, for Mbeumo and Bruno. And then you have Everton at home, you have Crystal Palace, and that's a tough away game. And then you have West Ham. So, but if I go this route, then I am definitely giving up on Semenyo. So that's another thing. But let's say if I do here Thiago was, where was he? 6.2. And then instead of King, well, I can keep King and I just do this with just one player, and then I'll still have 2 transfers going into game week 12, which would be great. So yeah, these are my top 2. I feel like, but let me go back to the previous one. So as you can see in my options here, Gyökeres and King would be out with Semenyo and Gui. I don't want to keep another offensive player on my bench, so I'm most likely gonna, if I give out King, then I'm gonna bring in Gui because he's also gonna be that the last offensive player is gonna be on my bench. And then again, I would say option 4 is pretty tempting. Gyökeres and Kudus out and bring Bruno and Thiago, but United is just a great fixture for Kudus. He can definitely hurt him because we are prone to making stupid mistakes, and Kudus can definitely run behind. And again, he got a little bit rested in the Champions League, so that's another plus. There was a little knock apparently for him, but I don't think it's nothing to worry about. So that's going to be. And again, Gibbs White, after missing the penalty today, I think I'm going to give up on him. But we'll see. So again, if you, I was looking at the price changes as well. So you have Guardiola. If you have Guardiola, he's going to drop in price tonight. So make sure you take Guardiola out if you plan on getting someone like Gabriel, because they're close in price. So if you want to do that switch, don't lose the 0.1 tonight. So make that transfer. But again, I'll be on Twitter again. FPL is live. I'll tell you what my decision is gonna be, but yeah, I'm most likely gonna use my 2 transfers that I have. The plan was initially to go roll this week as well, and then have 3 transfers going into international after the international break, where I would have brought Semenyo. I would have brought someone from Liverpool because Liverpool's schedule is also turning. So Bosla is on my radar as well. So. But again, we'll stay in touch. I'll post something tomorrow on Twitter, just to kind of after we hear the team news, and we'll make the decision how we're gonna go into game week 11. But I'll see you guys next week. Good luck this weekend, and we'll stay in touch.